Simple Tales presents The Flying Carpet of Solomon, a Middle Eastern legend. Have you ever imagined what you would do if you could see the whole world from the sky? Would you become prouder because everything beneath you seemed so small? Or would you become wiser because you finally understood how vast the world truly is? The old storytellers of the Middle East believed that the greatest journey is not measured by distance, but by the lessons gathered along the way. This is the story of the flying carpet of Solomon. Long ago, when the world hummed with mystery, there ruled a king unlike any other. His name was Solomon. He was known not only for his immense wealth, but for a wisdom that drew kings, queens, scholars, and travelers from every corner of the earth. It was said that birds carried messages to him. The winds answered his command. Even the hidden creatures of the desert respected his judgment. Yet among all the wonders associated with Solomon, none captured people's imagination more than the flying carpet. It was no ordinary woven cloth. Legends claimed it had been crafted by master weavers whose hands were guided by heavenly inspiration. Golden threads shimmered like morning sunlight. Deep blue patterns flowed across its surface like rivers beneath the night sky. When spread upon the earth, it was large enough to carry an entire royal court. Ministers, soldiers, musicians, servants, even horses and camels, all could stand upon it together. But the carpet obeyed no spell. It answered neither wealth nor power. It rose only for Solomon's purpose. One spring morning, Solomon climbed upon the carpet with his court. He looked toward the eastern horizon. We have much to see today. The carpet rose without a sound. Only the wind hummed through its golden threads. Below them, Jerusalem became smaller until its shining walls looked no larger than children's toys. The carpet drifted higher. Mountains rolled beneath them like sleeping giants. Rivers twisted across the land like silver ribbons. Entire forests became patches of emerald stretching beyond sight. The ministers gasped. Many had ruled provinces their entire lives. Yet from the sky they finally understood how vast the world truly was. By midday, they crossed endless deserts where golden dunes rose and fell like waves upon an ancient sea. Nomads below pointed toward the heavens. Children laughed. Some believed the carpet was a floating cloud. Others believed they had glimpsed angels passing overhead. Wherever the carpet passed, birds flew beside it without fear, as though they recognized an old friend among the winds. As evening approached, Solomon ordered the carpet to descend beside a distant oasis. Travelers welcomed the strangers with generous hospitality. That night, Solomon listened more than he spoke. He asked shepherds about the changing seasons. He asked merchants about distant lands. He asked children what dreams filled their hearts. One young boy finally asked the question everyone else feared to speak. "Great king, if you possess such power, why do you continue traveling?" Solomon smiled. "Because a king who believes he has nothing left to learn has already become a poor ruler." The boy never forgot those words. Years later, Solomon would remember that simple question more often than the praise of mighty kings. For many years, the flying carpet carried Solomon across kingdoms and continents. He settled disputes before wars could begin. He brought food to villages suffering from drought. He inspected distant governors with his own eyes instead of trusting rumors. The carpet became more than a symbol of power. It became a bridge between people separated by mountains, deserts, and seas. But even wisdom may be tested. One day, while crossing a vast wilderness, Solomon noticed a wealthy prince marching with an enormous army. Thousands of soldiers followed him. Golden banners filled the horizon. The prince dreamed of conquering every kingdom within reach. As the carpet passed overhead, he looked up in amazement. "If I possessed such a wonder," he declared, "the whole world would kneel before me." Solomon heard every word. He ordered the carpet to descend. The prince greeted him with perfect courtesy, though ambition still burned within his eyes. "I admire your magnificent carpet," the prince said. "It must feel wonderful to command the world from above." Solomon looked quietly across the endless desert. "Do you believe this carpet gives me power?" "Of course. It carries you wherever you desire." Solomon shook his head. "No, it only carries me where duty requires." The prince frowned. "I do not understand." "If I used this gift to satisfy every desire," Solomon replied, "it would become my master. But because I use it to serve others, or it remains my servant." The prince stood silently for a moment. Then he asked, "But without power, how can a ruler truly protect his people?" Solomon's eyes were gentle. Armies protect borders, wisdom protects kingdoms, but sight protects both. He invited the prince onto the carpet. Together, they rose into the sky. From above, the prince saw villages no larger than grains of sand. He saw caravans struggling through storms. He saw lonely shepherds tending tiny flocks upon distant hills. He saw farmers working fields that seemed invisible from the ground. He saw children chasing one another through dusty streets. He saw how small every palace appeared beneath the endless heavens. For the first time, he realized that every tiny village below carried hopes as great as his own. "I have marched past 1,000 villages," the prince whispered. "I never once looked inside one." When they landed again, the prince bowed deeply. "I wished to rule the world, but I had never truly looked at it." Solomon smiled. "Only those who see clearly can lead wisely." Years passed. The legend of the flying carpet spread farther than Solomon himself. Some claimed it could outrun the wind. Others insisted it crossed the world before sunrise. Many searched for it after Solomon's reign ended. Explorers wandered forgotten ruins. Treasure hunters crossed deserts. Kings offered fortunes for anyone who could reveal its resting place. None ever found it. Perhaps it vanished. Perhaps it still waits beyond the edge of every map. Or perhaps the old storytellers never wanted people to search for the carpet at all. Perhaps they hoped each generation would search instead for the wisdom of the king who rode upon it. For the carpet was extraordinary. But it was never the greatest wonder in the story. The greatest wonder was a ruler who could rise higher than anyone else, yet never look down on those below. Thank you for listening to Simple Tales. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more timeless tales from around the world. Until next time, may wisdom always lift you higher than pride.